welcome. Ọ dị mma nke a bụ ịnabata unu na ihe mmemme Good Morning Anambra nke taa bụ Wednesday bụlụ ụbọchị 3 n'ime ọnwa Septemba n'afọ a bụ 2025. Chetanụ na taa ka anyị ji akwalite asụsụ na omenala anyị bụ ndị Igbo. Ewe na-asị nke onye chili na zelo anyị enwego onye ọbịa sonyela anyị iji wee nabanye anya n'akụkọ akwụkwọ ndị anyị ga-ewetala unu n'ụtụtụ a. Chidubem Ezekwe bụ onye nọ n'akụkụ m itinye ọnụ n'okwu anyị na unu ga-eji wee nọkọta. Chidubem, anyị na-anabata gị na-asị gị nnọọ nne.
Daalụ ma, thank you very much. Ndewo ndị ọma na-ege ntị.
Ọ dị mma, anyị ga-amalite n'ile anya na akụkọ dị na ọnyanwụ ududo ABS nke akpọrọ ABS website. Na akụkọ anyị ga-afụ Anambra Assembly Committee urges contractor to accelerate work on internal roads project at Nwaforizo College of Education, Nsugbe. NDLEA seeks a stronger partnership with communities in fight against drug abuse and trafficking. UK government mounts pressure on international students to leave before expiration of visas.
Okay. Anambra Assembly Committee urges contractor to accelerate fast-track work. That's nice. The duty of the legislative arm of government is to make laws and supervise the executive as they execute the law. Why the judiciary on their own is to interpret the law. So I give it to them. I give it to them. They are doing a great job. Anambra House of Assembly, doing a great job. I give it to them.
What do you have to say about UK government mounting pressure on international students to leave before expiration of visas?
Laws guide countries, laws guide nations. So I don't really like dwelling much on those things. UK government mounting pressure on international students to leave before expiration of visas. That shows that they actually care about their country. Even though the people who are involved, the people who would be victims of that cleansing, according to them, because I know it's cleansing, like Donald Trump, we say, drill, baby, drill. So those who are the receiving end will not like it. But the owners of the country, the owners of the nation will be very fantastic. They will feel very wonderful about it. So it's nice. It's all good.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what we have for you this morning, and by bringing to you the tabloids and giving you stories making rounds on the Nigerian dailies. And the first paper for review this morning is the Daily Times newspaper, with the banner headline screaming, PDP leaders talk tough, say no one can stop national convention. The full package of that story you'll find on page 2 of the Daily Times. Also, we have here, Tinubu hails Buhari's legacy, reassures allies on economic stability, national recovery. BACE MOWCA signed agreement to reposition African maritime economy. Also, we have here, court remands 24-year-old over attempted murder, arson. NCAA 6 EFCC's assistant in tracking aviation fraud. ECPA's conviction reaffirmed commitment to fight against terrorism, says CDS. FCTA moves to reclaim River Park Estate lands, declares developers trespassers. And we have NAMA finally implement new salary structure. That's all we have for you on the front page of the Daily Times newspaper. Quickly, let's see what the Daily Trust has for us this morning. Tinubu sets aside NTA appointment, recalls DG ED news. That's what we have at the mast of the Daily Trust. Obasanjo, Abdusalami, Jonathan push for accessible health care. Fresh quake in Afghanistan as death toll rises to 1,400. And then the banner headline is Talks Disrupt Katsina Elders Meeting. And we have riders there as RADA leads stakeholders to Tinubu. President meets CPC bloc, says Nigeria not borrowing locally. And then we have here PDP insists on convention despite new demands from Wike's camp. And we have experts predict Naira stability. CBN injects fresh $50 million. Super Eagles hit camp for World Cup qualifiers, and that's all we have for you on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Quickly, let's see the PDP, the headline on the Daily Times newspaper. PDP leaders talking tough, say no one can stop national convention. I was expecting a political party that has what it takes to actually pose a serious threat to the present ruling party. Will have better things or better ways to go about whatever convention they want to do, rather than making all these statements on the front pages of newspapers. Now, Chidube, PDP, people have said in so many areas that these guys are not worthy of the kind of opposition that Nigeria actually needs at this present point in time. The party seems to be in disarray, lacking focus, lacking ambition. Now they've just zoned their presidential ticket for 2027 down to the south, and then we are still having internal wranglings as to if this convention is going to hold or not. If you were a doctor, what will you even prescribe as the cure to the problem PDP is actually having?
All right. First, the refusal of the supposed stakeholders of the People's Democratic Party, what is left of the People's Democratic Party, the refusal of the suzerains, supposed would be self-styled suzerains of the People's Democratic Party, their refusal to admit the foncé origo of the problem, the meaning of the problem, and the names of the problem is the beginning of this problem. You see, what happens to be the issue? That the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, has said, when you are running a company, a conglomeration, and you are the helm of affairs, and I happen to be a subordinate, and you, the chairman or the chief, and you go away from the party, and I climb from subordinate position to chairmanship, and I start managing the party, I start spearheading the campaign of survival for the party, and you people abandon the party to sink. And then, when the party begins to breathe, all of you have returned to claim ownership of the party, and it's not done. Let us call a spade a spade. Many of them disappeared from the PDP in 2013. They were all part of the coalition that formed APC. And then the party was about to sink. And somebody was there funding the party. Somebody was there doing things to make sure the party doesn't die. And when you have seen that the party is still strong, you return to say that you are still the landlord. No is the answer. Now, to this issue, PDP leaders talk tough, say no one can stop national convention. Let's be sincere. Every person that knows how to analyze political peregrinations in Nigeria, every person who understands the topsy-turvification, the upside-down nature of things in Nigeria, will understand that Wike's camp is the real PDP. Yes, Wike's camp is the real PDP. And mind you, my opinion is that come November or December, whenever the convention will be, Wike's camp will win. And when they win, By 2027, it's possible that all of them. Yeah, more. Well, you never can tell. I use simple dexterity, simple expertise to decipher what is going on there. When you open me if when I come to this country knows that yes, of Wike is holding PDP in his hands, and all these things that just noise making. All these things Amma is making. Let me repeat. Nigeria has no formidable opposition right now. 2026 is coming. Take a look at the left. You can see 2027 buying something in one shop now. And they're still playing. You know, what actually is my grouse with this thing? What is my anger? That APC has complained to tell you people, we endorse President Tinubu for a second term. Since last year, you people are still rambling. You people are still camping and recamping and decamping and rumbling and fumbling and mumbling and grumbling. No. That means you are not serious. Let me say it now. If they continue like this, 2027, President Bola Tinubu will win before evening. Simple. And then, what will happen? The noise of social media will continue. We were rigged out. Oh, we will show them. Oh, we will deal with them.
PDP na ihe na-emezibe anyị na-agba mmiri. Amazim nke bụ na ndị elders bụ ndị okenye ọrụ ya.
Yes.
Ndị okenye ebe ndị okenye gbakọrọ na-eme nzukọ ka abalị jee kụkasịa chụsasịa na Katsina. Amamu enwezikwa nsọpụrụ na ana.
Well, I will respond to it this way. You see, don't worry, I will still get to that. When there is a creation of a social vice, when they kwesịrị ịbụ okenye, mgbe ndị kwesịrị ịbụ fama, mgbe ndị kwesịrị ịbụ fama ya na-agwa ụmụazị ife ha ya eme, jesi mba na ha chọzi ịbụ okenye, na ha ya abagadi na agwa ofe. Kedu ife na-atụ anya ya eme? What do you expect? I'm going to look at it from a bilateral point of view, double angle. Number one, the angle of the repercussion, the reverberation, the comeuppance of the mistakes of our elders. And number two, the angle of moral, or let's say the angle of the gangrenous and putrefactive society that exists today. The first angle is this. I can tell you people this, that so many people who are supposed to be elders have proven that there are men who are boys and there are boys who are men. They have proven that age is only but a number. They are proving that dexterity and smartness, the style, the panache, and required requisite enthusiasm that is needed to execute a task is not based on only age. No, I'm coming. Like, there is still the second part of it. There is the second part of it. There is the second part of it. From this angle, is about the elders going to ask themselves questions. Where have we erred? Where have we made mistakes? Where did this come from? Where did we go wrong? These things were not happening before. Why did they start now? What did we do? Second angle, the youths refusing to understand the sacrosanctity of this kind of institutions. The youths actually institutionalizing criminality. And some elders on one angle supporting them for whatever they do. The last time I was here, we were talking about thugs in election. And I said, there are thugs in election. On the last election, that's the ballot box. Ballot box. And the law of thermodynamics, when you want to do transmogrification, to convert from one energy level to another, some energy will escape. There is no problem.
Daily Independent na the Punch convention PDP governors leaders talked of with anya afugie Nigeria's, okay, recapitalization. Nigeria's mid-tier bank under pressure as 2026 deadline nears. Independent marks 70th anniversary of free primary education with public lecture awards. No more borrowing. We've met our revenue target, says Tinubu. Hey, Chineke na aga akwụkwọ aka na nke ahụ. Anya ma njezi borrow ndị China ego. Nigeria committed to security stability in Gulf of Guinea. Shetima Neku. Tinubu's government infrastructure report is leading, exposes admin. ADC Neku. Tinubu has abandoned North Central to bloodshed. Atiku Neku. CBR, Akwa Ibom, Kano, Sokoto lead INEC in-person registration. Tinubu reversed recent appointments, reinstates DG, NTA. Nigeria needs evidence-driven, locally relevant health financing. Pateneku. Na Punch, Aimelo, Akoko Degase Banwa, again, Southwest stops as voter pre-registration hits 2.5 million. Tariff war, respect state electricity regulators. FG wants discourse. CNG price hits 450 per SCM as FG withdraws the subsidies. Okay. Oh. Cost of intercept firearms. Hey, 4,841 ammunition in Southwest. I got fear ka oya wabu ihe selese di n'iru obodoba akwụkwọ Punch newspaper. National Assembly cautions WAEC on planned CBT rollout. 3 Lagos laborers found dead in makeshift apartment. Atiku slams FG as bandits sack Kwara village. Odema Chidubem negodu ammunition as na-enwetelu. Mana ọtụtụ oge abịa n'obodo ba akwụkwọ paper ana-akụ ya ọ na-ada. Anyị mechaa anya manozi ma ka esi wee je ka akụkọ si wee je maka na ndị ejide kịta aga-aralụkwa ha aga-enyekwa ihe ekwesịrị ime ha ka wee bụ
ọ egbe ka eji eke
ọ na-agba egbe ọrụ mmadụ bue
but onwe ifu ebe a
ọrụ mmadụ
container kwuru ebe a with egbe nwa ma mgbo egbe ifu ebe a but nobody will be arrested. That's just the issue with these whole things. And nothing comes into this country without proper documentation. But onye ka ya afukwan onye ka ya aju.
It's all right. It's all right. Custom intercept firearms 4,881 4,841 ammunition in Southwest. Very good. Of course, everybody who hears this will say, wow, we seem to be progressing. We seem to be progressing. But the problem about the progress is that it is audio progression. There is no CD tape to back it up. You know, when you watch news, when you come across papers from 1979, under President Shagari, 1983, when Muhammadu Buhari took over with Babangida and Abacha, the late Abacha and the rest of them, you will see headlines. You compare and contrast the headlines of them to what you hear now, and you see that Nigeria is still evolving. There is rotation and revolution of the same crimes. Just that the actors, the content creators, you know, then they were actors, now they're content creators. The skit makers have just been changing their regalia, they have been changing their costumes, and looking more sophisticated than ever. And it continues. Anyway, let's just hope that something comes out of this. Let's just hope that investigations are carried out. Let's just hope that wonderful things follow it.
No more borrowing.
That is exactly what I want to look at now. That's what I want to look at now. You see,
more World Bank.
When President Tinubu came, 29th May 2023, and he said, subsidy is gone. It sprung up a lot of criticisms. You see, what I'm about to say now will not go down well with so many people, but that's a fact. Any person who studied that's economy, any person who knows economics will understand that those steps were necessary. You may say, I may agree with you when you say that steps were not taken to maybe take care of the citizens, to prepare them for the shock that was on their way. But here's the fact. All the time that we, I understand, all the time that we thought dollar was at 200 naira, was at 150 naira, it was never at 150 and 200. No. What was going on then is that the federal government was spending $1.5 billion monthly to subsidize the value of dollar. And all those $1.5 billion were regrettably being borrowed. That's why, from the beginning of the tenure of late President Muhammadu Buhari to the end of his tenure, he almost increased Nigerian debt to 100% of what it was before he took over. You can imagine dollar. We are, okay, let's say now that dollar was 2,000 naira then. Federal government pays 1,800 and the masses will now pay 200 naira. That was what was going on in Nigeria then. And this man came and said, no more. Nigeria was owing $113 billion for goodness sake when he became president. And now it has come down from $113 billion to $97 billion. And he said, subsidy is gone. I am I'm coming. That's exactly what I want to look at. I want to use this as that's to create a kind of carpet. Then I'll step on the carpet. You see, now he decided, I am not going to fool anybody. Let us float naira. And he floated naira. The value of dollar increased. 1718 19 1718 19. Black market people, people who are doing their business, brew the change. We are scamming people left, right, and center. Which is the reason why I was debating then. Of the reason why a Nigerian in Nigeria will be withdrawing dollar in cash. Dollar notes in cash. But that's by the way. Now, to the issue of no more borrowing, we've met our revenue target since President Tinubu. Trust me, it's a very nice thing. It's a very nice thing. I was happy when Nigeria cleared the debt from IMF. $4.5 billion borrowed as at the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, cleared under this administration. Let us be sincere. It is not easier. It will not be easy to rid Nigeria of the profligacy, of the popularization of the masses that were done by the PDP. Let's hope that something good happens. Let's hope that something nice happens, because this is a very wonderful news. No more borrowing. Because the best thing that can happen to Nigeria is to grow our economy. If you are in Nigeria, buy cars made in Nigeria, buy clothes made in Nigeria, wear shoes made in Nigeria, use things that are made in Nigeria. From there, you will see things changing. It is a process that continues ad infinitum. It is not what one person. I don't it's not what somebody will start. You understand? It's not what somebody will say. Look, okay, all right. It's all right. Yes.
Or made in Nigeria.
But the fact is what I am saying. Even though it is not being implemented, even though it is not the reality on ground. Yes.
Obuna government ga-akwado ụmụazị nọ n'Aba. Akwa ịma na akwacha akwa pụta ifu akwa na bai no ọ na-ama nnukwu mma.
Yes, exactly.
So obuna a ga-akwado ha kedu ihe bụ na mmadụ a na-enweta ezigbo ihe na bai mana ekere ya na akpa onye kwuo na aga eme ya buru ụzọ ka anyị na-esie. Ọ bụrụ obulu moto esi na Japan wee me oburu na akpagharị osisi am je eburu nke eme.
That is another problem we have in Nigeria.
Ka nwe kpagharịba.
Ndị agha ebunye ego ka ha je ke ndị mmadụ ya kekwana ya. Ndị nje watch ngote ego aba. Ndị agha ebunye ego je ka unu ka ego a ka enye ndị mmadụ ego ka o wee ba alụfu unu. We dey do it. Corruption everywhere, malversation everywhere. And that is the reason why I was talking about
ruo mgbe anyị gwara onwe anyị ezi
Exactly.
na onye ọbụla
Exactly.
nwere ihe o ya alụmụ ka be anyị wee dị mma ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ ya ihe niile anyị na-ekwu bụ n'ọnụ
Exactly.
ịma okeke malụ na o weta aka Okafọ weta ọkpa Mgbankwọ weta imi
Yes.
onye nke ọzọ weta ọnụ obodo
Mgbe eke
adị
sisa dị
mma.
ise na-abịa na mgbọ. Mgbe eke bịazie ewe mezuo ọnụọgụ ọ dịzie ka na-eme ife ka oyiye n'ife
ọ dị mma maka oge ka anyị gbapụ.
And see, that brings me to another salient topic. I keep telling people, we can shout all we want on Facebook and WhatsApp. The day we stop rejecting, you see that 10,000 at the polling unit, that 20,000 on election day. If everybody says, no, we must vote for who we want to vote for. By now. I understand what you're saying now. Governor, you bought vote. Unless you vote to give. A governor, you bought vote. Or you want to vote. Unless you vote, that's a governor, and we bought vote, Anyway,
it takes more than vote to transform this country. Let's continue with the next paper for us. And the next paper is the This Day newspaper. That's up next for review. And we have a BPE to list Genco 2 discos on stock market through IPO. And we have keeps identity of companies involved confidential. And that's coming as the rider there. Visa revocation action meant to protect American citizens, says U.S. Embassy. Wike's team moves to wreck PDP's convention, list conditions, governors threaten showdown. 2027, the Buhari organization backs Tinubu, declares loyalty, and that's the banner headline on This Day newspaper. Let's see what the riders have for us this morning. Tinubu says Nigeria has met revenue target for 2025. No more borrowing. What this means for Nigeria, President dismisses pressure from Trump's tariffs, stress commitment to economic stability, food security, and justice. And that's all we have for you on the front page of This Day newspaper. Quickly, let's see what the Nation is saying. BPE to list 2 discos Genco on stock exchange. FMBN, FHA, Film Corporation orders for commercialization. Also, 60-year-old delivered of babies at Abuad Teaching Hospital. Wow, congratulations there. Tinubu, we have met 2025 revenue targets and gained stability. That's the banner headline of the Nation newspaper. Let's see what riders there are saying. Government diversifying to agric non-oil sector. Abbas Al-Kura lead Buhari's men to pledge support. Shetima to president, I won't take our bond for granted. And then we have Lagos to host electric power boat championship. Adjacent university lecturers withdraw services over unpaid salaries. Nigeria braces for cyber digital diplomacy, says Tuga. Wike Camp gives condition for PDP convention to hold. Well, that's a different story from what we've seen. Ex-IG Arase served with honor, dignity, says Jonathan and Ehinderu. That's all. And that's all we have for you on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Quickly, let's see this story talking about the BPE to list 2 discos, Gencos on stock exchange. And then we are beginning to have this issue. There's another story we have here talking about state governors, their tariff war, respect state electricity regulatory bodies, that's federal government warning. And now we are talking about these Gencos being on the stock exchange. As we speak right now, electricity tariff is so unstable.
Identity companies, they are confidential.
So I don't understand this. So if you want to list a company on the stock exchange, everything should be as, you understand, everything should be plain for every person to see. Tidubem, what do you think the federal government is trying to do here?
This is another thing that angers me seriously. You are not done fixing the one that is existing. You are bringing new one. Before, 5,000 naira used to be 175.52 units, 171.5 units. Now 10,000 is 44 units. This is the difference. 10,000 is 44 units, and one NEPA person, one person from the from the EDC, the power holding company, or what they are called, came to our house to check whether we bypassed current and all those things. And I was just sitting down looking at him. He was wasting his time there, climbing and climbing and climbing. I was telling him, "Oh, guy, come down there. You will not see anything." He now came down and was telling us that, that very soon they will increase tariff. I was looking at him. I said, "Oh boy, you are in what level?" He says in level 3. I said, "Okay. Your salary itself cannot even pay for one room apartment, and you are here bragging to us that are going to change anything." You see, the reason I'm saying this is that there's a lot of problem. The problem of the power sector of Nigeria started when they privatized that sector. Yes. And when I see people making noise, criticizing things that they were supposed to fix when they were there, it amuses me, you know. So for this news, BPE to list to Discos and Genco Stock Exchange is a very wonderful thing. Look, Nigeria has been very wonderful when it comes to writing. We are very wonderful when it comes to punctiliously coming up with epistles. We are very wonderful when it comes to meticulously coming up with write-ups and stories that will make the rounds, you know. But where we become like a bicycle, where we become inept, is when it comes to execution, implementation. You will see now, by 3 months' time, they will change story. Okay, we discovered lapses somewhere. We did not know. It's young and Nini, or we're going to Lego somewhere. So ahead to the next one. The Vice President Shetima, I won't take our bond for granted. Okay, good and fine. You see, everybody who understands the game would realize that there's another headline here that said the Buhari organization has backed Tinubu and declared loyalty. Everybody who understands the game, we know that nothing is not clear. Everything is clear to everybody that wants to run away from sentiment. You will see what will happen. It is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate that things have to go the way they are. There are 36 governors in Nigeria. 23 are from the APC, the last time I checked. 10 are from the PDP. 1 is ABGA. 1 is NMPP. 1 is LP. That's 36 altogether. The question is, when will Nigeria and Nigerians stop throwing stones towards the wrong direction?
Ọ dị mma ka anyị na-ebanyegodo anya na akụkọ akwụkwọ ndị fọlọnụ maka oge anyị na-akụzi kwarapụ. The Vanguard ka anyị ga-enebanye anya kịta. National Convention, anyị afụbugo, okay, PDP draws battle line with Wike's scam. Okay, DMO tells state to prioritize PPP, not borrowing. We've met our revenue target. Made in Nigeria footwear can be best in the world.
Yes.
Okay. Ward redelineation. INEC under fire as its Ishekiri nation calls for probe. States have no excuse not to pay beyond 70,000 naira minimum wage. A visa overstay, US, UK ramp up warnings may ban violators. Ghana president fires Chief Justice over abuse of office. Eagles camp comes alive as training begins in Uyo. I got Ghana Guardian, Kaifuko Hedina Guardian. Tinubu parleys the CPC group says revenue targets met amid data gaps. Defense headquarters denies armed forces supporting payments of criminal groups. Hey, we kuyemada ya hanu na Nigeria. Anucha managa. We ya yeme. Makia. Okay. FG list 91 public firms for privatization. Ọ dị mma. Gusi kwa ndị na egoro nya bụ public firms. ADC accuses Tinubu of nepotism as Atiku decries rising insecurity. CBR Osun maintains lead with 474,372 as INEC registers 2.5 million in 2 weeks. Court voids mandatory 15-year service requirement for soldiers. Enough is enough. PDP governors tell Wike dismissed threat to abort convention. Opposition seeks legal redress for Rivers local government poll irregularities. I have quasi the last paper. Akụkọ akwụkwọ ikpeazụ ka anyị nebanye anya tutu anyị atụnye ọnụ n'okwu maka ịchịkọta. Akụkọ akwụkwọ ikpeazụ anyị ga-nebanye anya bụ Nigerian Tribune ka anyị fụ akụkọ dị na Nigerian Tribune tutu anyị chịkọta.
Okay, let's see what the Nigerian Tribune has for us this morning. Ibadan Convention, PDP governors bear fangs, say we are not cowards. One faction of fools to keep off. My restraints, tolerance, not a sign of weakness. That's coming from Damagun. Wow. Party inaugurates 119-member organizing committee. Wike, Fayose, Otum, Ugwa, and others give conditions. It's like this fantastic five group are gradually wanting to come back together. Tinubu recalls DG of NTA ED news. Also, we have CVR hits 2.6 million in 2 weeks. INEC, we had 2.4 million, now we are seeing 2.6 million. Okay. Oba Ladojas backs Adeleke's second term bid. Health, we have over 1 billion people living with mental health. That's coming from mental health conditions. That's coming from.
I don't want to call you back. Okay, did you cut that? Makano Kalizi. 2027 former CPC leaders rather declare support for Tinubu. I think that's all we have from the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay.
Mental health, 1
billion.
On about potassium, I see now,
Good.
No, what do you name me?
Good. Let me look at it from the Nigerian context. Number one, madness is not only when you take to the streets, when you take off your clothes and tear them and you are shouting. No. There are so many people who are well dressed who are mad. There are so many people who are dressed on even suits, the most sophisticated and most expensive designers, and they are mad. And for example, how do you know that a guy is mad? When you hear comments like, I know now, I'm coming. How do you know a guy is mad? When you hear comments like, do you know how much we bought Messi? We. Do you get? How much we bought Messi? We. Okay, anyway, that's by the way. Now, mental health. Things in the environment, the things you hear. Everybody has a way his body reacts, you know. And coupled with the fact that Nigeria, in this part of the world, we do not respect the efficacy, the significance, and the sanctimony, the reverence of this particular part, the psychological and the mental health. We don't respect these things. We take them for granted. From time to time, people are advised, go for a check, go for checkup and check yourself, you know, watch your body. Sometimes try to do things that make you happy, like go out there, have fun, exercise, you know. It is going to boost your mental health. Try to read, try to eat so and so things, stay away from so and so things. They will not listen to it. You can imagine 1 billion out of 7 to 8 billion people are suffering from mental health conditions. That means, and that is why in the body we say, mechanic okay, I wanted to look at another thing.
Mental health anybody
before
all the Mareba kind of double na ihe mmemme press review nke tata ebo Wednesday mkpụrụ ụbọchị ịtọ n'ime ọnwa September afọ 2025 Chidibem daalụ nne maka oge gị n'ụtụtụ a
Daalụ.
daalụ aka m bụkwa na onye nwe Okoye na-asị gị apụna na anyị ka nwere ihe ndị ọzọ anyị na unu ga-eji nọkọ.
The show continues after this break. Don't go anywhere.